Hello, everybody, once again, and welcome back to this little thing that we do. It's just a little podcast thing where we talk about music, and we're three good friends, and we have like to have a good time here.
Sponsored by Coke.
Sometimes things get heated, and that is an example of a time where I would get mad, where CPH fucking interrupts me. But we're gonna try our best to go around that today. My name's Jack Jump. I'm not the owner of this channel. Some people, I guess, would call me a host, but I don't think Liam would appreciate that very much. Liam is the owner of the channel. Liam, please take it away from here.
Well, Jack, I would say you're the host, but it is my YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
all proceeds go to me. But
Okay,
Jack is paid handsomely in other ways,
a
with
lot. Yeah,
with
I get paid a lot of
friendship
money
and kinship and just other ways. So
and
yeah,
money
it's
as well.
it's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Lil Kali, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I'm doing all right.
Anything new to share with us?
No.
Okay, Jack, anything new?
It's been raining a lot where I'm at right now. We're on a flood warning, so hopefully I don't get washed away in the middle of the night.
That would stink. Yeah, that'd be
If it
unfortunate.
did, you should lose the background so we can see like Jack like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want
Yeah,
to see that. That would be horrifying.
Thank you,
yeah.
CPH. I appreciate that.
Of
So
course, of
this
course.
is the 19th episode of the Three Fellas Listen podcast, and
Damn,
we,
that's a lot.
Jack, why don't you tell them, or actually CPH, why don't you tell them who we're doing today?
Oh, it's
Come
always
on.
me. Today we are listening to Metallica by Metallica, also known as the Black Album.
Yes, the Black Album, the Black Album. So what type of music would you say this is? Like, Jack?
I would say this is like hard rock that's kind of masking as being thrash metal, but nobody really thinks it's thrash metal.
I'd say it's just kind of heavy metal, just heavy
Yeah,
metal. Like I think
yeah.
it's a step above hard rock within the tones and the attitude, but
Maybe Liam, maybe we can compromise and call it spaghetti metal.
spaghetti metal. That's usually more the British guys like Saxon and Iron Maiden.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, spaghetti metal. Or as I like to call that stuff, heavy metal, because that's how they would say it.
Heavy.
Heavy metal from Birmingham.
So why spaghetti metal?
It's just a,
It's a little cheesy, you know.
yeah. Well, I guess that would
I
be like
don't
hair
use
metal.
Parmesan, I guess.
No, but it's not hair metal because like it's definitely not hair metal, but it's like the hair metal of heavy metal, if that makes sense.
So like what would it be then?
I don't know.
Like Rat?
A little harder than Rat, but yeah, maybe.
So like Saxon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, spaghetti.
Metallica, they're their own thing. We're overthinking
Yeah.
Metallica here, boys.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean
I'm not.
that's I mean we
Yeah,
we
you're
can
right.
get into that discussion later because for those of you that don't know, are part of the big four of thrash. Colin, can you name who else is in that? Guess.
Slayer,
Okay,
Megadeth,
that's good. He's on fire. Let's see if
and
we get the
Iron
last one.
Maiden.
No.
No, no, no.
Wait, let me guess. Can I get a hint? That's like a small hint. Don't make it
The
obvious.
name of the band is Would Kill You.
That's like every thrash band.
Yeah, that is true.
Meshuggah.
What
No,
the fuck what is Meshuggah? I don't even know what Meshuggah is.
yeah,
I feel like it's
I know
like
the
prog metal.
no, I know the band, but I don't know like what the actual thing
great
is.
band
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Give me another hint.
Starts with an
That's
A.
Aerosmith.
Not Aerosmith. It's Anthrax.
Oh, I would not have gotten that.
So
Yeah.
Anthrax, they're New Yorkers, but the rest of the guys, it all started in the Bay Area, where Colin is actually right now.
Man, the Bay
The,
Area and them starting crappy music, I'll tell you what.
the
What are you
Bay
talking
Area.
about? You got the thrash
You don't
metal,
like the
Grateful
you don't like
Dead.
the Dead?
Except for the Dead. The Dead are cool. I feel like that's where I feel like the Bay Area would be where like the 90s new wave ska came from.
That's probably like San Diego or something.
I saw a tweet today that said ska music is what plays in a 13-year-old's head when he gets mozzarella sticks.
Very true,
Like
very
that
true.
that's a pretty good comp.
Yeah, so yeah,
Ska's
but
just for LARPers. I'm just sorry. I'm just saying it.
I
hey,
like ska. Maybe I'm a LARPer.
maybe. But yeah, they started thrash metal. They took punk rock and they mixed it in with freaking Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and all that, and they blended it together. Then you got thrash. And this is Metallica's fifth album. So their last one, and Justice for All, they had a little bit of success with it. Um, and a little bit, but this one blew them out of the water. This like kind of broke Metallica and kind of broke metal, I would say, into the mainstream. Would you say, Jack? Like
Yes.
actual metal.
Yeah, this was an insanely good selling album. And I mean, everybody knows at least one song from this. This is like a super iconic album. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is definitely the hardest music that was on the radio for sure. Um,
and they're an
I
80s
mean, yeah.
band that survived. I know they weren't like a hair band, but they were still like a 80s metal band that survived and thrived after grunge. Like they kind of adapted
Yeah.
into that and like they were anti like glam, like the one Nothing Else Matters music video, they're throwing darts at Kip Winger, and which is just funny. But yeah, no, how much Metallica did you gentlemen know? I'll go first. I've heard every Metallica album before multiple times. Some more than others, but
I had never heard a Metallica album all the way through except for the first album, their debut, Kill 'Em All. That was
interesting.
the only Metallica album I'd heard all the way through. I knew obviously all their big hits and stuff. It's hard not to know Enter Sandman or Nothing Else Matters or anything like that. But I really didn't know Metallica all that well. Um, because of the way that Liam and I were both raised in our teenage years, we were taught that liking Metallica was wrong and a punishable sin. So we by a certain man named with the same name of the album that we're doing next time, actually. Um, but but I appreciate Metallica for what they are.
Colin?
What?
CPH.
Sorry. I just stumbled. I just went. I was trying to see. I'm sorry. This is so off track. I was trying to see if I could pull up the notes from my phone on um my computer because it's a Mac, whatever. And I opened the notes app for the first time, and I just found a video of me. It's a minute long video, and it was a YouTube intro from 2017 that I filmed. And I
Oh
just
my God.
watched it. Like I just stumbled upon a legendary video.
Yeah.
It's like me talking to it, like saying what kind of content I was gonna make. I was like saying to like and subscribe and whatnot. Like I just found an awesome video. What was the
Can you please
question?
send that in the group chat?
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
figure out how to download it. I'll get it on my phone.
How much Metallica did you know? That was the question.
Meta- Off this album, I knew a few songs. Metallica is one of the bands where like Liam used to be a Metaloid maniac back in the day,
Yeah.
so I know more than I think I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
It's
I
one of the.
still am a Metalloid maniac. I've just also ventured out. But yeah, this was like the first metal album I ever listened to.
Liam used to be big into metal. I'll tell you what,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Oh
was a
yeah. He used to
big
be
into metal.
a Metalloid Maniacs. You
I
said it
was a
yourself.
rocker, dude. Well, that's different from being a rocker. Metalloid
Was your
maniac.
first? Were you a Metaloid maniac before you were like a rocker, or was it
Well, I got
like
in.
what was your first stage of like being big into one genre of music?
Well, I started off getting into like all the class, like Rolling Stones, Beatles, Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, like all the classic rock stuff. And then I discovered AC/DC, and that kind of put me on the track of like being like, oh my God, this stuff rocks a bit harder. I'm not used to this. This is pretty rocking, isn't it? And I was like, hell yeah. What's so funny?
I don't know, just your phrasing going, this is pretty rocking, isn't it?
This
Hell
is
yeah.
Yeah,
rocking, isn't it?
yeah, it was. So I was like, AC/DC, they must be a heavy metal band or something because this sounds crazy. And then I said, hey, Dad, can you download Metallica Black Album on my phone? And then he was like, sure. And he did. And then I heard this and I was like, what?
So how'd you hear about this album?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I must have known like a song or two from it. and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then I just blew my freaking socks off, not to give anything away. And then I went back and I remember vividly, I went to FYE and I bought more Metallica albums. I bought Slayer, Rain and Blood,
Hell yeah.
Megadeth Greatest Hits, Anthrax Greatest Hits, and Cowboys from Hell from Pantera. And that just set me on the track of being a Metaloid maniac there. And then I got then when I started playing more guitar, like I was playing at that time, but then I started to get more into I started to get back into like Led Zeppelin and I mean I always liked that stuff. Then I kind of went back and discovered that like so like more like the 70s and like early 80s like guitar rock stuff. And that's like what I got into more. And then later on, once I started singing it, when I started singing is when I basically started listening to everything because when you're a guitar player, like when you're like 13 and playing guitar, you don't if you're like if that doesn't have a guitar solo, that's freaking cringe, dude. Like they must suck. But yeah, that's my trajectory. So yeah, well, so this is their fifth album. Um, Pretty interesting. So Bob Rock was producing this, who actually was did the Motley Crue album, Dr. Feelgood, and they liked the sound of that, which might seem a little weird because they kind of seem like the two opposite ends of the spectrum for like hard bands at the time. Um, but yeah, he pretty much came in and like told them what to do. They started writing differently. Like apparently Lars Ulrich started getting he was like trying to be more like drummer favorite of the channel, Phil Rudd
Ah,
and Charlie Watts from the Stones, and James Hetfield was trying to get more into like songwriting. Like apparently he was listening to like Bob Marley and Bob Dylan and stuff like that, which does not make sense when you listen to the music, but if you know their earlier stuff, you can kind of see it where he's coming from, I guess.
yeah.
And also, interestingly enough, three of them went through a divorce during this time period.
Oh, oh.
So that's crazy. But
Which three?
base, um, let's see here. So Lars, James, and Jason. Which, by the way, Jack, why don't you
Oh.
tell them the band members of this?
Lars Ulrich, drummer. James Hetfield, rhythm guitar and lead singer. Jason Newsted, bass. And Kirk Hammett, lead guitar.
Yeah, so this is I don't know how much Colin knows about the band, but basically this is Jason this is their fifth album, but Jason Newsted, this is his second album with them.
Okay.
And because Cliff Burton, the original bassist, died in a bus crash on tour.
Mm.
So the album before this, and Justice for
Huh.
All, was like kind of like a almost like a prog metal album in a way. Very like long progressive sounding songs and they turned the bass down all the way on the album. So this is kind of like the first album where you can hear him. I don't know
Hmm.
why they did that. Some people think it was like to fuck with him, to like haze him. Some people think it was just a creative decision. Um, but it was weird. And he's on this album. You can hear him pretty well, I would say. Um, so that's cool. And yeah, like Jack said before, this album is freaking huge, dude. I mean, you still can't escape some of these songs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So let's do Jack, CPH, and then
No,
me.
I want to go last
All right. Jesus. Why do you want to go last?
because I'm just gonna have my reviews are gonna be boring for this album.
Liam, when was the last time you went first, bud?
Did I go first last time? I'll go first. Fine.
Yeah, I don't think you have in a while.
Yeah, in a
Okay.
Candy,
while. You go first.
All right.
candy
Well,
ass.
hey, pretty sure this is my
I'll go
YouTube
mid.
channel. But
I'll go middle. I'll go middle.
yeah, so first song, um, Enter Sandman. So Kirk Hammett apparently was inspired by Soundgarden. He wrote the riff to this. So James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich, they write all the songs basically. There's some co-writing credits on this. This is one of them, Kirk Hammett. Um, so yeah, I mean, this song is obviously, I mean, what can you really say? The opening guitar riff is freaking iconic. definitely like a football stadium sounding thing. You can definitely hear right off the bat how this, if you know their earlier stuff, how this is different. This is a different feel. This is more four on the floor, straight ahead, mid to paced kind of thing. Um, yeah, I mean, Colin knows I'm gonna say this a lot probably, but I've heard this song so many fucking times, dude. Um, but trying to take that out of it, I am like, yeah, the pre-chorus thing or like the chorus, the exit light, enter night part does go pretty hard still to this day. Like it does definitely get you pumped up. I was listening to this while working out a lot because some of the other albums like haven't really been good for that, but I think this is kind of a great one too. So just like, yeah, I'm getting energy from this. Um, James Hetfield is definitely one of the premier rhythm guitar players in rock music. Um, and there's other songs that demonstrate that better, but still, like he's laying down some sick guitar here. And Kirk Hammett seems to be a controversial guitar player. I think he, I think this is a great guitar solo. Um, so yeah, it's great. The bass, the production on this sounds great, and I do like this song a decent bit. Not something I'm putting on really ever, but I do like it.
Yeah, so I will say this. This is like an all-time great rock riff, I think. Super iconic. Whenever I hear this at a football stadium, go Ravens, by the way. Whenever I hear this at a football game, it just gets me pumped up, man. I do agree with Liam that it is super overplayed, but I do think I am able to kind of take that away from it and be like, okay, but that's not really their fault. Like that's not the song's fault, you know? So I'm not gonna hold that against it.
It's very
I
zen there.
what'd you say?
So that's very zen.
I am Zen. Yeah, I am a Zen man. Um, but yeah, no, this is a fucking banger, dude. Like this song like does get me pumped up, does get me hyped for sure. Um, there was a wrestler, a WWE wrestler whose name was Sandman, and this was his entrance, and it's like the best. Like people are like, yeah, that's like the fuck that entrance goes harder than any other entrance of all time. Um, I think, yeah, I don't really know why Kirk Hammett is necessarily a controversial guitar player because I agree with you, Liam. I think this solo is fucking sick. I do think maybe if you could say anything about this song, it maybe does go on a little bit long. Um, and like I think they could have like just cut it out instead, like where they like bring it back in like in the last like minute for some reason. I think they probably could have just cut that whole part out. But at the end of the day, I think this is like one of the better hard rock songs, um, certainly of its generation, and like heavy songs. Will I
Yeah.
put it on? Rarely, but that's mainly because I hear it so damn much that I don't really need to.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I
I
like this song.
I agree with Jack. I kind of want to change my review. Like it is still a really good song, and it still absolutely gets me hyped. Like it's just such a it's a classic for a reason. It's like so simple and to the point.
Exactly, yeah.
But it just amps you up in the right way. Um, so yeah, I don't want to come off that I dislike the song because I don't. And I'll stop complaining about stuff being overplayed because I want to take that out of it and just like off like if this is my first time hearing this, what am I gonna think?
It's okay,
Uh,
Liam. Not everybody can be as smart as wise as me.
whatever, man. Colin, you go.
Um, so this is my first time listening to this album all the way through. Now, like I said earlier, there was definitely a decent bit of songs I knew, but listening to it, I was kind of able to like really take it for what it is. And I think this is a pretty cool intro to an album. I think this is a pretty rocking song. I definitely agree with both of you. And the fact that this one gets you hype. If you're at a stadium or something, at a sports ball event, you definitely be like, oh yeah, oh yeah. This is just a rocking song. It's aggressive, it's loud, and it's good.
I do also want to add, I liked, or I guess I'll say I understood why they put this song first on the album because I think they knew like this is going to be the hit.
You
Yeah, for
think?
So
sure. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
So
also do want to say just right out of the gate, like Bob Rock. freaking nailed the production on this album. Like this is definitely one of the best sounding like heavy albums of all time. Like it sounds like you're in a arena, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
next song, Sad But True. Sad but true. Also, do you guys notice how much James Hetfield goes ugh, at the end of
Ugh.
Yeah,
words on
he's
this album?
Yeah. It's yeah, it sounds like he's making fun of himself.
Yeah.
he
So
probably think he's probably doing it in the studio thinking, no, that's tough every time.
So sad but true. Obviously, I knew this song. This is another freaking huge song. Kid Rock did a really horrible version of this song. Don't uh Probably better than if Taylor Swift were to cover it, I would imagine, but
And
still.
she keeps trying to. I don't understand it. She's released this album
Really?
10 times.
The
Yeah.
Black Album.
The Black Album,
Get
she's
out of
released
here.
cover versions of it 10 times. 10. Yeah. Because it doesn't sell well, and she thinks that it's because she's not doing a good enough job. But it's just like, girls, know your audience. The audience does not. Swifties don't care about hearing you cover the Black Album.
It even got to a point I heard where she was releasing it like under different aliases, but everyone knew it was her.
Yeah, she
That's
just
kind of
switched her first.
embarrassing.
It was Swift. It was Swift Taylor.
Yeah,
She
like
just
come
switched
on.
her first and last name.
She really thought people would not know it's her. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
Whatever. You do you, girl, I guess they would say. So yeah, this one, the guitars are tuned down. They're real heavy. Um, I mean, you can't deny that the intro on this is just absolutely sick. Like they're doing the instead of doing the really fast, thrashy, heavy thing, they're trying to do the more a la Black Sabbath, maybe slow, heavy kind of thing now. And I think it does work for them. One thing I will say is like, who pissed off, James? He's pissed on this song, man. He's just furious. Um,
hmm He sounds like an angry dude, and
yeah,
when he's singing, when he's not, when you see him in an interview, he seems kind of chill. But
yeah. Or like right here.
yeah, like he doesn't seem that mad there, even
He's
though he
the
probably was.
Yeah. By the way, highly recommend watching that movie if no one has, just to show what goes into being in a band, I guess maybe at like
A
30,
super
20
successful
years
band,
in.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
Um,
When
is
you're
this?
45,
so they did this album called Saint Anger in like 2003, and it was like a huge failure. Like no one likes it, sounds horrible. The drums sound
are
ridiculous.
the drums are like notoriously like some of the worst drums
Like
like
the
ever.
snare
Like
Huh.
sounds
they're
like a trash can.
yeah.
And they also, for some reason, decided to film it, and they were going through like an extremely dysfunctional time in the band. It actually, unironically, it actually is a pretty good watch. There's definitely like
I enjoy it. Yeah,
it's definitely like a memeable kind of thing, just because like
yeah.
Lars is crashing out, and they're like Dave Mustaine from Megadeth, who was in Metallica actually originally, like before they released any albums. He holds like an insane amount of animosity towards them, so he's like in it. Him and Lars
Which
are
I kind of
crying together.
understand, to be honest. I kind of get it.
Bro, he's had so much success. Let it go.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my God, Lars, you are my brothers.
Yeah, he's like anyway, it's a pretty good documentary, but my one complaint with this song is I don't know how well the lyrics have aged for me. Um, which I guess on one side of the coin, it's like, dude, just rock out with it. Like it's Metallica. It's not like it's gonna be like Bob Dylan or something like that. But if you listen to the early Metallica albums, like for like a 20
Hmm.
something year old guy, James Hetfield was like a really good lyricist. Like he was H.P. Lovecraft, like a lot of that author, like for whom the bell tolls, like he was writing all these songs about like war and like religion and all these like really like conscious kind of ideas. And it seems like on this album, although he is older now, he just kind of went the angsty route, which is kind of strange to me. And there are moments where that doesn't happen on this album. But on this one, I don't know how much I love the lyrics and the call and response thing, but the chorus is really heavy. And the starts and stops I actually think are really good on this. Um, and I'll just say now, I also don't get Dolores Ulrich hate. Like plays really good on this album. It's like laid back, but like I think he has some cool drum moments too. Um, Again, guitar solo is cool. I mean, pretty much every song has a cool guitar solo. But this song, it's a good song. Not one of my favorites though.
I am gonna jump right to the Lars Ulrich point here, Lee. Just because I want to talk about it. It's the elephant in the room. Let's talk about Lars a little bit here. First and foremost, I'll say this: this song is pretty good. I've always liked this song. But the Lars Ulrich hate, do I get? Is it overplayed? Yes, it definitely is. Unironically, and I'm not even saying this for the bit. It kind of is similar to Taylor Swift in the sense of is it overstated? Yes, but that does not mean it doesn't exist. Um, Lars, I think specifically on this song, the drums from like a writing perspective, like a playing perspective, are kind of bad. Like I really the fills in this song I do not like at all. I think they're pretty stupid to be honest. Like there's a few times where he's like doing single strokes on the hi hat, which I always think sounds bad, unless like you're doing it like you're like he's going like dot dot like I'm like okay, it doesn't always sound bad, but like in this case, it does. Like you can do that and make it sound good, but in the way that he was doing it, I think it was just bad. I will say the bass drum sounded like Bob Rock did a very good job recording the sound of that bass drum. I think it sounds really cool throughout the album, and the toms do sound nice and echoey, but the way he plays them, I just do not like at all. Now, is he a bad drummer? Objectively, no. He's got some unbelievable drum parts. It's not on this
I just
album,
disappeared
but
for a second there. Sorry.
you did. um, but yeah, objectively, no, he's not a bad drummer. Uh, the song "One" on "Injustice for All" before this is a fucking banging song on the drums. That is such a good song. Such a good drum song. But on this album specifically, I was pretty let down to be honest. Yeah, you're really disappearing there. Uh, um, but yeah, no, I going back to the song as a whole, I do like this song. I think from a songwriting perspective, it's pretty good. Like you said, the stops I think were in like the perfect spot and in the perfect for the perfect amount of time. Um, but yeah, no, it's I definitely like Enter Sandman more as a song, but this was not a bad song by any stretch.
Okay. So now this is where I'm probably just going to start saying the same thing almost every time. I enjoy the song. Like I think that the instrumental is good for the most part. Um sorry, Jack muting made me laugh. Um
Sorry, I slurped up the last little bit of this. I didn't want to make a noise.
that's all right. But it's like I don't know, I'm just not angry enough to ever listen to this and it just kind of cringes me out. Like
That's really funny.
just everything about it is so angsty. Like the tone of all the instruments is just so like, oh, my mom. Oh, I just hate her so much. I just would never ever listen to this. And it's kind of corny. But they all have like cool guitar solos and I'd like respect all the instrumentation of it. Like I think it sounds good. Some of the singing gets on my nerves. This song, like when he's going sad but true, it's kind of corny in my opinion, but it's still good. Like I still like it. You know, and I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I did forget to mention the guitar solo on this song is fucking sick. I like there's like a it's almost like sounds like a little slide guitar, like country western thing, but like not country western, like almost like cowboy, like metal cowboy. It's pretty cool. I like
Yeah,
the
I can
guitar
get
solo on
that
this.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I the thing is like I understand where Colin is coming from, but I don't feel like it's like the entire genre of like thrash is like that. Like it's more like a lot of it is angry, but it's not like the I hate my mom like kind of angry. Whereas like this song does kind of give that vibe. But like if you listen to like Master of Puppets, it's like a
Yeah,
song
yeah.
about like drug abuse, you know. Whereas this is not. This is just like you're pissing me off, man.
No, there
and
are,
like
and
and
there
like
are songs I
Master.
like too. Like I've listened
Yeah.
to what I can't remember what their first album's called, but I've listened to that in the gym a few times before.
Well,
Like
Kill 'Em
Kill 'Em
All
All
is
is a
an
good album.
album.
Kill 'Em
It's an
All is a good
album.
album.
Most of the songs on that album are just about heavy metal and rocking out.
yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
because they
which I
weren't
could
rock stars.
respect.
They were like fucking like 18 when they made that.
Yeah, they were.
They
Yeah.
had no reason to be mad.
Speaking of thrash, Colin, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
no, that was pretty much it.
The next song, in my opinion, kind of harkens back to the thrash sound a little bit
Oh,
with the
for sure.
which is what I prefer from the band, and it's Holier Than Thou. Now, I've always liked this song a lot. I do like how there sounds like there's a talk box going on at the beginning, going um the lyrics are the same thing, but I think the thrash tempo kind of makes me like not care as much because I'm just like kind of feel like running around and being in a mosh pit, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is sick. Another abs- this one has some of James' best ad libs on the album. Like before this the solo where he says like I don't know, he says yeah a lot, you know. That's kind of his
Oh yeah.
MO at this point, but um yeah, the solo is ridiculous on this. And I love one thing I do like when they do is when they do a different backing for the solo. Like the guitar solo is like an actual part of the song, you know what I mean? It's not just the same thing as the verse. And I think Kirk Hammett does a really good job at writing solos that go along with the music and they're not just him shredding. You know what I mean? Like it would be easy for him
Hmm.
to just shred, but there's always like a little hook in there, which I respect. Um, he's definitely the master of the wah-wah pedal, no doubt about it. He loves that wah.
Yeah.
I think every single solo maybe has a wah on it, but hey,
Mhm.
it's a cool effect for the genre. Um, other than, some of the lyrics, I like the song a lot. Some of the vocal harmonies, which is not something that Metallica did before that, I think works for James' voice because he's not like a Robert Plant or, even like a Bon Scott, but he's able to get these like, he's very melodic, I would say, for the genre, which is probably why they've had so much success, I would say, as a band. I also love when the two parts I love is before the solo. I really like on this album where they do like the different riffs before the solo, and the part where it's just the bass, and then they like triple track the guitars is pretty damn cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I first heard this song on this playthrough, I basically just wanted to listen to Kill 'Em All. Like this sounds like Jump Into the Fire a lot to me. Um
One of my favorite
and when I
Metallica songs, by the way.
and I love that song. So I do like that they like harken back to that thrash sound because I agree with you, Liam. Like if I'm listening to Metallica, I'm probably gonna want to like unless it's like a very rare situation, I'm gonna want to listen to them like thrashing out, you know? And when I heard this, I was like, I just kind of want to listen to Kill 'Em All instead. I don't really like I think it's just kind of a worse version of like Jump Into the Fire or like Whiplash is like my favorite Metallica song. So I was like, fuck, I just want to hear Whiplash. Um but I mean it was good. It was a decent song, but I think it kind of was just a worse version of Kill 'Em All to me.
Um, thought the song was cool. I think I enjoyed it a little better than the last one. I think I enjoy their more thrash stuff a little bit. Um, but I don't know. It doesn't really do it for me. I'd never listen to it. I think the guitar solo is fucking sick though.
Yeah, hell yeah. The guitar solo is sick. So the next song is another like huge hit, Unforgiven. And hold on one second.
Oh, take your time, buddy. Psh,
Yeah, whatever. I got all
yeah,
fucking day
whatever.
here,
Yeah, whatever, man.
dickhead, douchebag.
Yo,
Got
chill
other
out.
places to be.
But no, this is another huge kind of song. And you know, it is I don't know.
Go
I
ahead,
think
go
this
ahead.
might be like the most impressive thing they did on the album. Like this is like just kind of an actual song. Like the acoustic guitar is cool, and I think the verse is pretty clever. Lyrics are actually good on this. This is another phenomenal guitar solo. Like I love the clean guitar at the beginning. Um, and then he starts ripping a little bit. Not really ripping, just kind of playing like cool bluesy stuff, which I like about Kirk Hammett. I like how he's simple in his approach. And yeah, no, it's a pretty good song. Not something I'm really gonna throw on ever, but it is cool. And I do like the ad libs at the end from James. I think they're pretty good. What else about this song? Yeah, no, it's just a cool mid-tempo kind of ballady song from those boys in Metallica, those Sly Cats.
So I know that I just said I enjoy Metallica most when they're doing like fast thrashy shit, and that is true for the most part. But I fucking love this song. Like I always have. I think this song is awesome. I really, like you said, Liam. I really like it lyrically. I think there are some pretty good. It does like toe the line of getting like a little cheesy, I think, but I think for the most part, it's pretty good. I think the solo is awesome. I really like the end part. I think James on this vocally really kills it. It's definitely not like what you expect for James for the most part. There are, a few times where he goes, yeah, and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's pretty soulful and pretty good. Um, so I always have loved this song, and but I hadn't heard it in a while, so I kind of was expecting to like maybe be a little bit more down on it this time around. But I honestly kind of like it more than anything. Or if anything, I liked it more this time. So yeah, no, I thought this is a great song. I've always enjoyed it, and it was a treat to listen to it again.
For me, I respect this song. I think it's cool. Not really for me. I think the guitar solo is pretty good. Um, I don't know. It's just like I think it's kind of long, kind of repetitive, and it's just I don't know. It's just never something I'd listen to.
I
Hmm.
don't think they should have made Unforgiven 2 and 3 though. That was ridiculous.
Unforgiven
Liam, who are the
2.
dudes in your background?
That's Lars and James.
Okay.
Yeah. And yes, they both have frosted tips here actually. So the 2000s
Now keep
baby.
that in
That's not
mind,
even
CPH.
frosted
They
tips,
have
dude. That's
frosted
just
tips.
blonde hair.
Well,
No,
for Lars, it's straight up blonde, but
Yeah.
James, you kind of can make the argument it's
he's got
frosted
some
tips
he's got some FTs going on.
A little zesty, but we'll keep pushing.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
So yeah, no, that Unforgiven is a cool song. I like Unforgiven. Not my favorite Metallica ballad. Again, I think like Fade to Black and Welcome Home Sanitarium and One. I'm
I don't
gonna
know, man.
always
Just
choose
the
those.
idea of metal and a ballad, it's like pick one or the other. You're making it kind of fruity.
Dude, you
It's
Would you
just
clearly
count
for me.
one as a ballad?
I was gonna say, I mean, Fade to Black though is such a great song,
Yeah,
CPH.
yeah.
I don't know. I'd have
But
to hear it.
yeah, that's a legendary song. But yeah, no, the next song though is not a ballad. Wherever I May Roam, and this is probably my favorite of the hits on this because this song, sorry, just goes ridiculously hard, dude. First of all, the intro, you got this starts with a gong, right? Then you got like this electric sitars.
Sitar.
Kind of
Yeah.
sounds like World 2 in Mario a little bit.
Oh, dude, that's such a
Oh
fucking
yeah.
good pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah.
And then when it comes in with the slow beat and Lars is kind of doing like the halftime. And I love how they overdubbed like the guy like smashing steel in the background. It's just so that part is sick. And like this is another one where like if I hear this in a stadium, I'm gonna be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And uh and then when the song really kicks in, when they do the fast paced thing, that's just such a great guitar. James Hetfield is a top five guitar riff guy of all time, I would say. Definitely top 10. And like just being able to come up with riffs, like the guy is a master at that. Um Another good set of lyrics kind of about like being on tour and when the road becomes my bride is just cool, a lot of cool lyrics. I also think the song structure on this is really cool. Like this one also kind of jumps around a bit. Like they have that cool like mini harmony guitar solo, then he goes back into it again for like a really short verse, and then Kirk Hammett comes in and puts on an absolute clinic on that solo, dude. This is a cool solo. Again, he's got the wah on. He's kind of playing those like Egyptian scales. And then the end, they just start. Lars, I think, plays great on this song, and Jack probably doesn't think that, but I'm not a drummer, so I like the drumming on this song, and I love the ending. Just it's a great song.
Liam, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of prepared to say like to shit on this song a little bit, but you said one thing in that review that completely flipped my point of view to
No
now I'm
way.
thinking I'm kind of, and that one thing is if I heard this in a stadium I'd be like, oh hell yeah. And I thought about that, I was like fuck, that's a good point, dude. Like because like I was about to be like, dude, this song's so cheesy, like the sitars and shit and the gong, like it just like is cheesy. But then I was like, dude, imagine hearing that in a stadium with your boys and you hear the down 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 down
I'd go
down.
crazy, man. I'd
But
I'd
go
be like,
Jack,
crazy.
oh my God, dude, that'd be so much
Jack,
fun.
also you got to think where I'm coming from on this. Like, I wasn't listening to this at home. I was like ripping deadlifts in the gym. Like, listen, you got to think about where I'm
You were
coming from
setting
on here.
PRs.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
set. So like this song comes on, it's fire. You
Yeah,
know,
that is a good point. So like for what it is, I mean, that can honestly that can kind of be the argument for like 80% of Metallica songs is like, bro, but just imagine you're pumped up and you hear this song and then so and you're kind of like, ah fuck, that's a good point. Uh, um but this definitely isn't like my favorite like go-to like Metallica song, but I mean, yeah, for what it is good. Now, I will say the drumming is kind of like to me, it was just kind of like I didn't really care about it. It was kind of nondescript. So we'll err on the side of he did good on here because I don't really care about it. But on this song specifically. But yeah, no, this song, like I said, I was prepared to shit on it, but you kind of swayed me a little bit. So if I heard it in a stadium, I too would be going crazy.
before Colin goes, I was saying no way because I thought what you were saying is me saying it sounded like World 2 and Mario. Changed your mind.
Well, that is a crazy. Yeah, no, that is so accurate, but that didn't change my mind.
I
I
was like, that is insane to me that that would change your mind. But that is pretty cool that Jack just thought about getting pumped up. Then he was like, wait a second. We've never had a
I
mid.
was like because like I didn't get pumped up while listening to this album, but like I feel like if I heard again this song specifically, but like kind of most of these songs, and I was just like I was at WrestleMania or something, I'd be like, oh fuck yeah, dude! Like this is like the perfect song for that. So yeah, there you go.
I think this song's pretty cool. I like I definitely could see where you're coming from, Jack. We're calling it cheesy. And I
Mhm.
agree to an extent. But I think his song's pretty cool. And definitely if I was in the right setting, this song would go absolutely crazy. But 9 times out of 10, I would just never listen to something like this. It's kind of just it's the same as what I've said prior. It's just too angry.
Damn,
CPH is
Colin.
a happy fella.
Yeah, it's just
I
a
am.
chill dude, huh?
Yeah,
Must be nice. Must be nice to never have to get pumped up as crap and mad at anything. I'm just kidding.
pretty
But
chill.
the next song, Don't Tread on Me. Um, Also, the "Don't Tread on Me" thing is on the album cover if you look closely. Real
Yeah.
close,
Little
it's on
snake.
there. Little snake. I don't know. I've obviously heard this album before. This one I've never really been that into. Like the beginning is a bit goofy, but then I was thinking about it more and I was like, what if I got real pumped up and listened to this, you know? No, not actually, but also it is kind of true. Um, Uh, but then they start doing like this weird timing thing where James Hetfield starts playing the main riff of the song when it's still doing the intro. And they do actually lay that into like a pretty sick groove. And they do it again at the end of the solo where they're going. Basically, the more alternate picking the guitar players are doing in Metallica, the more into it I'm going to be probably, you know. But yeah, this is another cool solo. Um, the vocal melody is kind of interesting, I would say. Not one of my favorites though.
Yeah, I agree. Once again, Liam, I did not like this song. I kind of thought it was just again cheesy. But I didn't get swayed over at the last minute this time. Um, I also like when I heard this, I was like, dude, this is like every divorced dad is playing this in their garage.
For
Like
sure.
this is yeah, like in from fucking Hartford County, Maryland. Like this is like pure, you know, this is our culture. Um, but yeah, no, I really didn't like this song. I thought it definitely is just mid as hell. It definitely was the low spot on the album for me so far.
Yeah, I think this song's corny as shit. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the whole "Don't Tread on Me" thing. I just think
Yeah,
it's really
Definitely
corny.
that
doesn't
is
that
corny.
definitely
It
doesn't
is
help.
corny as fuck.
Don't tread
Yeah.
on me. It's just
Don't try
corny.
to
I don't
hide.
know. I don't really like this one at all.
Guitar solo is pretty cool though, right? CPH.
Yeah, but I just don't want to keep repeating myself. I like what's the guitar player's name?
Kirk Hammett.
Kirk.
I think he's a good guitar player. I think he rips. And I think kind of what you Jack alluding or Jack shitting on the drumming. When I think of it, like I definitely noticed the drumming a little bit in this album, but for the most part, it kind of goes like swept under the rug. I don't ever think about it, which says to me now that I'm like taking a step back and think about it, it's not very impressive. I'm also not a fan of just like crazy kick drumming or whatever you call it, like just
Double
double
kick. Yeah.
pedaling the bass drum. It's like that's just not
Yeah.
really for me.
Yeah. But Kirk Hammett, CPH, is also into like spooky movies and comic books and shit, man.
Which one's
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett again? The guitar player?
Yeah. He's into horror movies.
And
Well, I guess.
he now owns Michael Schenker's 70s UFO guitar, which was used on
Oh,
all
that's
the
cool.
UFO stuff.
That's actually really cool. Then I like him a lot more
Yeah,
now.
he's UFO is like his favorite band.
Michael
Kirk
Schenker
Hammett is
is awesome.
definitely out of the four Metallica boys, out of any member that's ever been in Metallica, I think Kirk Hammett is the guy I'd want to grab a beer with the most.
Dave
Robert
Mustaine
Trujillo,
is
Robert
last.
Trujillo is I would say a close
Is
second
Dave
though.
Mustaine the singer and rhythm guitar player?
No,
That's
that's James
James Hetfield.
Hetfield.
No, no,
I
no.
don't know if I'd want to grab a drink with James Hetfield.
James Hetfield
Well,
seems
he's
like a cool
sober now,
dude. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you
Oh,
wouldn't be able to grab a drink with him.
well,
But
I
no,
don't really
he
drink
seems
often.
fine.
I'd maybe grab brunch with
James
him.
Hetfield seems like a good dude.
He seems fine.
Yeah. You grab brunch with him? That's insane to think about brunch with James Hetfield. But the next song, Through the Never, this is another kind of thrashier one. This was always one of my favorites growing up from this album. Um, but honestly, it's okay. It's good. You know, it is good. The rhythm guitar, the down picking stuff is super impressive, right? Like James Hetfield is an absolute machine on that. Um, but yeah, it's good. Like I like this song. The guitar playing is cool. Um, it's just not one of my more favorite ones. That's all.
Hello? Oh, okay. Sorry, I cut out there for a second. Um,
That's okay, Jack.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree for the most part. Again, going back to what I said about Holier Than Thou, it kind of just reminded me of the earlier stuff, not necessarily off Kill 'Em All, but like from that era. Um, and I kind of was like, I think the production of this album kind of, and let me know if you fellas agree with this or not, but this is more of like a shinier kind of glossier production, which is fine for songs like Sad But True and like Unforgiven and Enter Sandman and stuff, but like they're more thrashier stuff. I kind of like the more like almost stripped back like raw production that is on Kill 'Em All. Like Kill 'Em All is a raw album, especially vocally. Um so I kind of like that a little bit more. So it is kind of like if you're gonna do that, kind of make the production a little bit better, I think. Not better, but more at like because like you said, Liam, the production on this album is good for what it is. But like on these thrashier songs, it kind of is like I would prefer it to be like a little bit more raw. So kind of like again, it's a fine song, but I just kind of prefer their earlier stuff to it, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm with you on that. I mean, and you can actually go on YouTube and people actually have messed around. Like, what if Through the Never
Oh,
had
really?
and Justice for All production and they like
Yeah.
mimic it perfect and it is cool. But
Uh,
yeah, I mean, they were still like, they're not like So the next two albums, Load and Reload, is when they like completely like became like not even really a metal band anymore. Like they were doing
Yeah.
hard rock, but you can tell like they're still Metaloid maniacs, and it's
Oh
still
yeah.
a metal album, but they
Yeah.
just lowered the tempo basically. Um, but yeah, no, I'm with you on that, Jack.
I like the guitar playing a lot on this one. I think the solo, like all the other ones, kills it. Um, the lyrics on this one, I think, are kind of annoying and cringy though. Like the chorus when he's going twisting, turning, do ya? I don't know. It's just kind of like, all right, dude.
All right, Unc.
All right,
Yeah.
Hunk.
I don't know.
Now the
Also, I was
next,
thinking about this because I had Spotify open on my phone, and you know how it'll show the like pictures or the videos.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it's showing a live video. I gotta give respect to these guys. So much respect to like metal bands for doing being able to do this live, like a whole concert. That's
Oh
impressive.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
They had
definitely
to
a
be in
game of
shape.
stamina.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
got
like
to be in shape to do
genuinely, I
that.
feel like your fingers would fall off, especially the guitar players or the drummers. I mean, they're just clanging the whole time. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, you're playing whackers for 3 hours, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
respect. And you,
definitely.
it's not even like you're just chill clanging whackers. You are
Nah.
clanging whackers.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Lars
yeah.
Lars got to be in good shape to do that.
Yeah.
Do you think they worked out at all, or was it just the fact that they like
I think they just
only
chugged
smoke
alcohol.
cigarettes and drink and
Yeah, I
did
think that they
drugs and
just
whatnot?
masked all their pain with substances.
Yeah.
Probably. That's kind of what I figured. Wasn't sure if
Yeah.
maybe they were like, all right, guys, let's do some push-ups before the studio. Or they did like a stretch circle, like on the job site or something.
I think they
They
just
probably
drank
they probably
whiskey.
did that. They probably started doing that when they were like 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Metallica seems like a band where they would get in a circle and stretch before.
Oh yeah.
U2 seemed like a band that like all hold hands together beforehand. They like Bono like says like
Yeah.
like a little prayer or something.
An Irish prayer.
Yeah. Not shitting on U2. I like U2, but I just made me think of that.
I
But
like you too, Liam.
thanks, Jack.
Oh, you guys
S-
are cute.
So the next song is probably the smash hit other than Enter Sandman, and that is Nothing Else Matters. Now, I want to give this song its flowers. I think you can argue that this is one of James Hetfield's best vocal performances, and the guitar playing is really impressive on this, like the clean guitars, like just how they orchestrated them all and how all the different moving parts, the orchestra in the background is super cool. And also want to give a shout out to James Hetfield because that is him playing the solo on this song. Not a lot of people know that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Mr. James Hetfield. He's like, Kirk, let me have this one, buddy. And then Kirk was like, okay, man, I'm proud of you. And
I'm gonna go watch a horror movie.
Why does he
yeah,
sound like that?
he talks like that. No, Kirk Hammett seems like such an awesome dude. Just like the chillest guy ever. He just like
Oh yeah.
loves guitars and horror movies and surfing and comics. Like, good for
Yeah.
you, bro. Oh,
And he's a millionaire.
yeah. But I gotta be real, boys. This one, I just can't do it anymore, man. I just can't do it with this song, bro. This is like there everybody hurts. Except
Ooh,
this is
that's a good.
no, this is way better than that, if we're being honest. But um just the lyrics repeating, just that's the worst part about it. Like I get they keep building on it and whatever, but I'm just so freaking sick of this song. And it's just not even this song is so popular. It's not even like top 30 best Metallica songs. It just have so much better stuff than this song. I think it's impressive that they were able to pull this off, but nah, not for me.
I do like this song. I will say. I agree with you 100% vocally. This is a great performance by James. Um, but I do like. I completely understand where you're coming from. Where it's like with a band like Metallica, it is very fair to say that this is just too sissy. like this is just such a sissy song. But I do think that like I kind of can always respect guys who try and like this is like a real song that James is trying to like convey his feelings with and stuff. And I try and give credit where that is due, but like I can see where you're coming from, where you're like, this is fucking Metallica, bro. Like, come on. Um, my I used to work for this guy who was a huge metalhead, but he was like 50, so he was like around for all this stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, I remember when I bought the Black album, I listened through most of it, and like the entire time I was kind of like, what the hell is this?" And then Nothing Else Matters came on, and I threw it out the window. I was like, dude, this is fucking pathetic that you guys are singing songs like this. Um,
That guy's a true metalhead.
yeah, he was like, I was done with Metallica after that. Um, but I've always liked this song. I've always appreciated it.
Do you think
It's
you actually
definitely not
threw
my
it out the
favorite.
window?
Mm, I don't know. I don't
I
know
like to think he
if you threw it
did.
out the window.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I definitely kind of similar to what CPH say. I maybe appreciate. No, that's not true. I like it. I like it more than I appreciate it. But no, yeah, it's not my favorite on the album, but I do still like it.
Um, this is kind of like what was the other one? The Unforgiven. Like I think it's cool. I honestly with the guitar solo, I could kind of hear a little bit of like I feel like it sounds a bit like Michael Schenker. Um, but it's like I don't know, the song they're trying to do, it just doesn't really fit right with Metallica, like with how the singer, how he sounds, and just the tone of the drums. I don't know what drum he's hitting the whole time, but it's just it doesn't sound right with like the guitar playing and everything. It just I don't know, it's just kind of weird, but I think it's cool. Like I respect the song. It's just not really. It's not for me.
I'll have to tell James Hetfield that CPH thought you sounded like Michael Schenker during the solo. I'm sure he'd be happy with that because he's usually just a rhythm guitar player. What's next here? Oh, yes. How could I
Of Wolf
forget?
and Man.
Of Wolf and Man. So,
Also, a lot. Sorry to interrupt. A lot of these song titles are so corny.
yeah, this being probably the worst.
The last four are all just like really, dude.
This is I've never really been big on this one. I gotta be real with you, dude. It's like, yeah, the groove they're laying down and all the guitar solos and all that are cool. I think the middle section is cool when it gets a little spooky. I do like that part. And then when they come back in with the pow, 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 I think that like last minute of the song is cool. But other than that, I don't know. Like, what is he saying about being a freaking werewolf? Like, come on, how old are you, man?
12? Are you 12 years old and
Yeah.
you're reading Harry Potter fan fiction for the first time?
Yeah, yeah, like James, like I'd rather them sing about like
The hell, Jack?
I'm mad at I'm fine with the I'm mad at you stuff, but
You
when you're
like that?
talking about being a werewolf is that's too far. Like I'd rather them sing about being pissed off than sing about being a werewolf. I don't know if that's what this is about, but that's what I got out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think again, this song is pretty mid. Um I the middle part that you were talking about, I think was all right. I like I don't know.
I
It was
like the
honestly a pretty
scary stuff,
forgettable.
man.
Yeah, it was a pretty forgettable song, all things considered. Um, yeah, I was definitely not crazy about this song. I'm probably never gonna listen to this song again. And if it comes on, I'll be like, wow, what the hell? Who the fuck is playing this off of the Black Album? Why the hell would you be playing this song? But yeah, no, I was not crazy about it.
Um, yeah, like it rocks, but it's just like
Right, like if
there's
you were
nothing
pumped
special.
up, sure.
Yeah, but it's like I'd like to enjoy music outside of the gym. Even if I'm in the gym, sometimes I'll listen to like Marvin Gaye, dude. Like I'll listen to Pink Floyd in the gym. Like I don't need to be angry.
Sure you don't, pal.
Yeah, it must be fucking nice.
Yeah.
But how about you take a step in the real world, you jackass?
How about you take a step in the real world, Jack? And you just got to realize you can't control everything. There's no reason to be
Look at
mad.
this. Look at this. See that?
Damn.
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
You think I'm not a real fucking man?
I never said that.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I was not expecting that.
The painted
Hey,
nails or the comment?
The painted nails.
yeah.
Oh, has Jack never painted his nails before?
I don't know. That's Jack.
No, I have before. Also, I'm gonna turn my car on. Just FYI, my audio might get a little weird for a second.
What made you want to paint your nails?
I don't know, women.
Fair.
Facts, bro. Ha ha ha.
Respect. We should get a Jamaican guy on the pod. They're just so funny. They geek me out.
Boom backlat.
Yeah, we
Like
could
a real
get
Jamaican. Sorry, quick sidetrack. I used to have a Jamaican guy that worked for my company. His name was Cleon. He had great stories. He would tell me like real ghost stories, and I'd believe him. And every time I'd be walking around, and I'd see him. He'd go, "What's up, Papa? Blessed man, blessed." Every time.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll try and get a Jamaican guy on the
He had a
podcast.
great beer belly too.
Oh, really? A
Like he
BB?
was skinny, but he had a nice belly. It was funny.
Nice. That's classic. Jack, let me know when you're good.
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
all good, buddy. So
All right, thank God.
the next song is The God That Failed. Yeah, and Colin, I do get where you're coming from, but as far as the song title goes, but something that James Hetfield actually struggled with a lot was the fact that he was raised a Christian Scientist. And I don't know
What
if
does
you
that
know
even
anything
mean?
about that, is that's the branch of Christianity where they don't believe in any medicine. So he has a lot of songs about like growing up and how like growing up like that and not agreeing with it and like because it is crazy to think about. Like you get sick, you can't have any medicine. So I don't know if someone he knows maybe died, but I think that's what this is about. But I actually like this song a lot. And this is one of those ones where when I was younger, did not pay much attention to it, but holy shit, dude, Lars and Jason Newsted just laid down a immaculate groove there at the beginning. And that snare sounds good, dude. That snare, I mean, it's not just a snare you're gonna want in like every situation, but like that snap on it is pretty cool. I actually like how groovy this song is in mid-tempo. I think the riff is badass. Um, like the chorus a lot, and this is maybe it's one of my favorite Kirk Hammett solos. I love how it stops the solo and they do the riff, and then he comes back in on that really high note and rips it a little bit longer. I like the God That Failed a whole lot. Yeah, I do.
I can agree for most of that. I do like the snare sound. Again, the drums I think are mixed and mic'd pretty well throughout this album. It's just kind of the way he plays it that I'm not really crazy about. Um, but and I didn't know about that story, that backing or that background story. That's pretty cool. I honestly have kind of come to appreciate James as a songwriter and a lyricist a little bit more than I did before this. Um, but I don't know. This song just didn't really do it for me. I'm not even necessarily sure why. I can agree that the rhythm section was pretty good, but there was just something that was kind of missing from this song. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but yeah, no, this song again kind of just left me. Again, slight spoiler alert, but this is kind of going to be similar for the last two as well. There was just something that I was just like not really crazy about on this song.
Um, Fire guitar solo on this song.
Yeah,
I
this
agree with
guitar
what you were
solo
saying,
freaking
Liam.
rips,
With
dude.
that bit where like you think they're going out of it and he comes back in. That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
This song definitely makes you want to headbang, but it's not really my vibe. You know what I mean? I'm not really a headbanging guy, so it's like it's all right.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say, man.
Huh?
I said that's all I gotta say. It's like it's cool. They're rocking out. Like I like it. I'm not a. I will
It's just
say
not your favorite.
this album. I get tired of the. I think the riffs are all really good and impressive. Um, but it's like if listening to the album all the way through, it's like I've heard enough. Like it's just, I just get tired of it.
So the next song, My Friend of Misery, just the only one Jason Newsted wrote, which is pretty obvious because he does that really cool bass riff at the beginning there, which is kind of like the theme of the whole song. And this is another one where like I always never paid attention to it. Um, but damn, dude, I really came around to this song this time around. Like, I think it's just because like it's like just what Jack said about James Hetfield. I do have a lot of respect for him as a songwriter. And I feel like this is the moment where I was like, yeah, James is actually like saying something now. Like this song seems meaningful to me. Um, and the verse is cool. Just the whole build up is cool. One of his better vocals on the album too, like very soulful, I would say. And then it completely switches up in the chorus. I want to give a shout out to Lars for hitting that cowbell at that part because that was a immensely good decision. That really ties the whole thing together. And then you got the whole middle part, the bass cuts back in, and they do that like this where the guitars are swelling. Then I don't know if it's James or Kirk, but they go into like a country guitar solo. And then they go into like a Thin Lizzy sounding part with the harmony guitars. And then if like you're like, holy shit, these guitars are cool. And then if you think you've had enough, and then Kirk Hammett just rips it for another few measures. So it is long, but I like it. I like how it's like because like us real Metallica fans, we like when they are doing like epic sounding songs, and this is the moment on this album where they do it, and I really like this song.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. You definitely can hear their influences on this song. They famously love Thin Lizzy. Um, and going back to the like country sounding solo or country sounding guitars rather. Um, I mean, yeah, you can even like I know that they like old like westerns and shit like that. You can hear that, like I said, in Sad But True on the solo for that. They would come out to the Ecstasy of Gold, which is like that old Clint Eastwood
And
like
they covered it
western
too.
song, and they covered it too, yeah. Which is I will say an all-time badass way to walk onto
Oh
stage to that
yeah.
song, dude. That is that I don't know if you've ever seen a video. That is sick.
Dude, the video I will
Um,
say on the tour for this album, and I bet you this is what Jack is mentioning, where like they played in the Soviet Union had like their first rock concert, and it's
yeah,
AC/DC, Black Crowes, Pantera, and Metallica.
Metallica.
And Metallica, there's like literally like some people have reported there was 1 million people there, and it's the Ecstasy of Gold, and then Metallica come out, um, and they open with Enter Sandman. They just go right into it, and dude, that
It's
place
stupid, dude.
is
It's stupid.
electric. Oh my God, that
Yeah,
is like one of the best concert videos ever. Like the place
yeah,
is just on fire. It is nuts. But sorry,
yeah.
Jack, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. But yeah, no, I like this song. It again wasn't my favorite, but of the last like half, it probably is up there for one of my favorite. I didn't know Jason wrote it. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, basically, just wasn't super crazy about it, but it was serviceable for what it was.
I think this one, first of all, I think the song's too long. I think there's a decent bit of songs on this album. I kept forgetting to say it, that are too long. The beginning half of this song, I don't really like. I'm not a huge fan of the singing on this one. Like most of the songs, it's tolerable. With this one, I don't know, like that misery. I just don't like it. But this song probably has some of my favorite guitar. I think that the like country sounding into that, what I guess you guys called the Thin Lizzy. I thought that was really cool. And I like that a lot. But this song is just like I don't really like it because of the singing, and it's too long.
Yeah. The last song, Struggle Within. The beginning makes me feel like I'm in the military, which is pretty neat.
Oh, I wrote that down.
Yeah. And then they just end it and like the guitar is feeding back and they go into the simplest riff ever. It's just a dun, 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 dun. And I gotta be real with you. I've always fucking loved this song. Like kind of a random Metallica song. But I love that this one is like the short, like thrashy punk rocky one, and they just keep going into it. Like just the struggle within chorus, I think it actually works pretty well. And then Kirk Hammett, dude, he just fucking this is the one where he just fucking let loose, dude. He just went ballistic on that guitar on this song. And then when James Hetfield goes to the this is when I think James Hetfield is good with the ad libs, like in this song where he just goes, go. And then they after the solo, they just go into that sick grooving ass riff where it's just that is a cool part to the song. Yeah, I like this song a lot. Always have. Just love how upbeat and kind of thrash. This is one of the thrashier ones too, if not the most thrash.
Yeah, I enjoy this song too. I thought it was a really cool way to end the album. Um, I think that this, like you were saying, this is super thrashy. And like I said with the other thrashy songs, I kind of just wanted to hear like their other thrash shit. Whenever I hear it, but it was probably my favorite of like the thrash songs on this album. Um, I think it was really cool. Yeah, no, I just kind of liked it. Like you said, I did write down the when he was like, go, 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 and then when that part was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I enjoyed this song. I thought it was a good way to close it out.
This was also my favorite of the thrashy songs on this album. This was probably
What
one of
is
my
happening
more
to you right now, Colin?
me. I don't know. Is my background like weird? What's going on?
Yeah, you're all weird.
It's
You didn't even know.
let me get some light.
You need some lighting on
There he
you. There
is.
you go. There he is.
Earlier, what was happening is the my windows cracked open, and it was blowing my blinds, and it was just making me disappear in the sunlight. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Um, this song's cool though. I mean, I like it as a closer, I guess. It wasn't anything like super special to close out the album, I don't think. But this one was a bit higher for me. I actually enjoyed this one.
I kind of feel like this is a weird closer. Like it kind of feels like a bonus track to me. Just
Yeah, I could
like
see that.
My
Yeah.
Friend in Misery just seems like it would be the closer. But yeah, no, I mean it's a cool song, so I'm glad it's on there. Well, that is it, boys. That is the Metallica Black album. So, Jack, this is like your second time listening to a Metallica album all the way through. What did you
Mhm.
think
Um,
overall? Like, what did
I
you expect and what? Because you obviously knew about this.
yeah, I kind of got what I expected to be honest. I think that I knew the reputation of this album. I knew that this was like their biggest album by far. I knew that this kind of like their poppy album. It was kind of divisive between the general public and like Metallica, like true Metallica fans. Um, and like people say like this is the point where they're like sold out and this and that and the third, blah blah blah. But I kind of got what I expected. I kind of knew what to expect going in. I think I got it. It was definitely very like poppy, very for Metallica record, I guess I should say. Um, so, but that being said, I mean, I did enjoy it. I don't think, not to get too many spoilers, I guess I don't think I would necessarily listen to it again soon. But I enjoyed my time listening to it. It wasn't the worst album I've ever heard.
What was that beeping sound?
I just heard that too.
Went away. Whatever. CPH, this first time listening to Metallica. You're famously not a
No, it's
Metalloid
not.
maniac. This is your first Metallica album, kind
No,
of.
it's not.
Oh, well, whatever, man.
Listen to Kill 'Em All. That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to that before.
So what did you
I like
expect?
Kill 'Em All a lot more. This one's just kind of cringier to me.
Yeah. One thing that I will point out is this album invented bro rock, which I
Oh,
kind
that
of
makes me
resent it
Yeah, it
for,
did.
dislike this album
which kind of
so
makes me
much more.
resent it.
I don't
But
like Bro
Yeah.
it's
Rock.
not
Bro
their
Rock makes me
fault per
cringe.
se. Same thing with Pearl Jam. They helped invent bro rock, and they get lumped in with all the shitty bands. But same with Alice in Chains. Like those three bands spearheaded bro rock. But
Yeah.
and they all came out around the same time. Well, Metallica, they basically well, like Jack said, like Metallica had like a die-hard underground fan base. And one thing I like about Metallica is they kind of just feel like those four guys who just made it big. Like they just seem like pretty normal dudes and they were just loved metal music. But eventually somewhere along the line, like with the last album, they said like, I think we've taken this like thrash thing as far as we can. Like we're writing like 10-minute songs. We're like, making all these really complicated arrangements, but like what would happen if we simplify it? And that's what this happened. And it's basically like they were a new band because of how many new fans they made. And yeah, some like diehard metal guys, they were like, I'm betrayed. Like this was our band,
Yeah.
and now they're like mainstream, which begs the question, did they sell out? And I don't know because so I haven't heard this album in years all the way through. And I was going into this thinking like, yeah, I mean, it's still Metallica. It's like a Metallica. It's just a little bit different, but it's still like thrashy. But actually listening to it, I was like, no, this is actually a pretty damn big change from their first four albums. Like lyrically, song structure wise, tonally, it sounds different. It sounds really good though. So that part I do like. But do you think they sold out?
Um, I like you truly can make an argument for both yes and no, but honestly, I think yeah, I think they did. Um, I I think like I don't think it was super like malicious. Like they're like, we're gonna just sell our soul to make all this money. Like I think that they still were making music and writing songs that they wanted to and that they liked and that meant a lot to them. But like, I mean, like it's very different and very like very much more like generally appealing, which isn't inherently bad, I know, but like I think when you look at the definition of like if you look at objectively what selling out means and like examples of it, there aren't few bands that did it much more obviously than Metallica. So I will say yes, I think they sold out, but that I don't think it's like that bad to be honest. Like I'm not really that like I'm not like that mad at them or anything.
Right. What do you think, Colin?
Um, I mean, I don't know if you could really blame them if they were like, all right, guys, let's maybe make some music where we'll actually make some money.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if I
And
think
like
that's what
I think the other
happened.
thing is like yeah, but like the other thing just like to bring it up is like obviously they were like making a lot of money with like master puppets and shit, but like they made money with this, and so like yeah, I can't necessarily blame them either. Um, but again, yeah, like Liam, sorry Liam to cut you off, but like I don't think that that's necessarily what happened. Like I don't think they were like, all right, let's make some money, but like I think they probably knew they were going to make more money, they were going to sell more records, and like they fucking did it, dude. They made so much money off this one, so
Yeah, like I don't think it was a conversation of like let's make an album that's going to sell that like amazingly because like honestly there was nothing really like this before it that was selling that much. Like it was all like Motley Crue and bands like that and Guns N' Roses were around and then like grunge came out, which I guess made people want like more aggressive sounding music, like angrier sounding stuff. So I think this was like right place, right time. But they definitely were like, let's simplify things and let's make this sound really good, like sonically, which obviously is going to help. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn here, but
I don't see how you can get mad at them then if they were just like, hey, we kind of want to change up our sound. How could you get mad at them?
no. And again, I'm not mad at them. I think, but like I get it. And again, I don't think like Liam was saying like it was like a malicious like let's sell out. I think it was like let's like he was saying let's simplify the sound, let's break it down to make it sound more universal or whatever. But by doing that, it is like I mean yeah, like you did like you sold out and that's like again not necessarily a bad thing, but they did
yeah, like from my perspective, this is the first thing I ever heard from them. And then
for a
I
lot
went
of people.
and then I
It is
went
yeah
back and then I was like I remember like buying Ride the Lightning
yeah.
and Fight Fire with Fire turns on and hearing that guitar intro and being like, holy shit, this is like different. This is a whole different sound. So and then honestly, I didn't really come back to this one. I was more into the first four albums, which are, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Justice for All. And those are pretty much so I kind of like forgot about this because I was like I knew all the songs obviously, but then coming back to this, I'm like, yeah, wait a second. This actually is like kind of a lot different, I would say. You know,
Mhm. It is very different yeah
like it's still a metal album, I would say. I would say undoubtedly it's very heavy, just in a
yeah
different
yeah.
way, in a much different way. But would you say this Al, who wants to, I guess I'll go first, like as far as is it overrated, underrated, or properly rated? And I honestly think you could make a really strong case for any of the three. So like is it properly rated? Um, like yeah, obviously it is. Like, it's a good album. Really, you can't deny it's a good album. I feel like on paper at least, and it's sold so many. So yeah, it definitely gets its merit. It should be discussed as one of the greatest albums ever, just because of that. And then if you want to say it's overrated, it's like from us the Metallica fans, it's like yeah, this is not even close to their best album. Like, why does this one get all the clout? Like, I'd rather put on Ride the Lightning or even Kill 'Em All, personally. But and then I think you can make case like, is it underrated? Like this album gets so much hate from the fan base, but you could make a really strong decision that they improved upon. Like from a songwriting perspective, you could argue like they kind of improved, I guess. And like, yeah, there is some cool stuff going on here. Like this isn't like it's not like they didn't make like a freaking like in sync album. It's still like metal. Like sometimes I am kind of like, all right, guys, relax. Like it's still not that different, but now I've changed my mind. Like it is pretty different. So I think you can make a case for any of the three. Um, I guess I'll have to say properly rated. Like it did put metal into like mainstream culture, honestly, like musically. Um, and it does a lot of things really well. My final ranking for it would be, hmm, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 because there are some songs that I really like on it, but there's also songs and just overall moments. Like the whole middle half of the album, I kind of loses me. Um, it picks back up for me on the last three songs, but like from Don't Tread on Me up until Of Wolf and Man, all four of those songs, I'm like, could do without them.
Yeah. Honestly, if anything, I think this is probably overrated, this album. I just think that there's a lot of better metal albums that are out there. It is true that it did a lot of the heavy lifting for getting metal into the mainstream. Um, and that is not an easy thing to do, so it should get its flowers. But I do think it is overrated. I think there's just a lot of better metal albums around this time that came out, and even better Metallica albums. Um, Final rating, probably a 7 out of 10. I was considering giving it a 6.5. Honestly, I'm probably gonna drop it down to 6.5. I really didn't like this album as much as I thought I was going to. The hits really kind of, to me, at least, carried a lot of this album. I think there was a lot of dead weight. And it was just kind of like a little boring. Like they all kind of started. Uh, a lot of the songs kind of sounded similar to previous things that I just would rather hear. Um, is that everything? I think that's everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Colin, what do you think?
Um, I think this album is. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Damn.
Mid.
Um, for me, I think that it's. I think there's some really good stuff on it, but there's also some stuff where I'm like, really, dude, come on. Um,
It's cringy.
yeah,
Cornball.
I think it's properly rated. I think it deserves the hate it gets, but I also think it deserves the praise it gets.
All right.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. It's like I understand both sides of the spectrum. And the thing is because the praise and the hate come from two different
Yeah,
demographics.
yeah,
Like, if
Yeah, that's
you
true.
love the Black Album and that's your favorite Metallica album, you probably are not a big thrash guy. But if you love like
Yeah.
Slayer and Exodus and Testament and Anthrax and even like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, like this is probably like your fifth or sixth or seventh favorite Metallica album because kind of they kind of did come back to doing thrash later on in their career. So like I'm sure there's a lot of people that like freaking like Death Magnetic more than this. I don't know if I go that
Yeah.
far because I like think that the like actual songs are actually pretty good on here, a lot of them. Um, but I understand both sides of it. Uh, Favorite song? That's a good question. I mean, Wherever I May Roam rips. That's a damn good one. Same thing with Struggle Within. Uh, but I gotta go with My Friend of Misery. That song really surprised me for an album that dropped down in my rankings significantly over the years. I mean, I used to freaking love this album when I was like 13 years old, dude. I mean, and now just like coming back to it, it's like I still love Metallica. It's just not this particular set of 12 songs. So I'd probably go with My Friend of Misery because that one surprised me, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a great song. I never noticed it before. Least favorite? Probably, I don't know, man. There's like Don't Tread on Me and A Wolf and Man are pretty cringy, but I might have to go. Nothing else matters, honestly, dude. I'm just so sick of it, and like the coming back to it, I'm like, do I really like it? No, not really.
My favorite song is probably Unforgiven. I really like that song.
It's a good pick.
Uh, yeah. Least favorite song, probably Don't Tread on Me.
That's valid. Colin?
I think my favorite is My Friend of Misery. I think the guitar on that one's
Damn.
super cool.
Nice.
And then I think that my least favorite may also be Don't Tread on Me. That one was just really cringy.
That one is dumb, dude. That's the problem. Is like if you love Metallica, like, and you go to a concert, like it's like they're gonna be playing so much from the Black Album, and you just are like,
Right.
but I don't know. What do you think about first Metallica experience on the channel?
I kind of
It
wish it
was
was
kind
one of their first four albums, personally.
yeah, it was a little more mid than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, I was excited to do this one, to be honest with you, and not that I didn't enjoy it. It was fun to revisit it. Um, but yeah, it was just fine. It's a fine album. I am excited to do Master of Puppets, which is on here, and see how our perspectives change. Because I bet our rankings all go up like significantly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys agree, but that's what I personally think.
I think probably you're right.
Yeah.
TBH.
probably, yeah.
Uh, Probably. That would be Lee if he was probable.
So this overall, we're average score 6.3 out of 10. So that makes it the lowest, tied with David Bowie Low and Parallel Blinds by Blondie. So
Wow.
we said that Low is better than Parallel Lines. What do we think about this one? Where are we putting it stacked against those two?
I probably would put it at the top.
I like this one less than those other two.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I might have to agree with CPH on this. I don't
We can
know
put it at the
though.
bottom. That's
Like
fine. That's fine.
it kind of pains me to do so though, because it's like, what am I going to put on more, this or Low and Parallel Lines? And then I'm kind of like,
I'd put on,
probably those, to be honest with you.
yeah,
And I don't know, maybe smack it in the middle.
No, no, put it at the bottom. Let's put it at the bottom.
All right, Metallica is now the worst one we've done.
also fifth album being a self-titled album.
It's kind
Really?
of weird.
Well, they're
It's
reinventing
like,
themselves, man.
yeah, but still, it's just like they're like that. We're new. This is us. It's like, come on, guys, grown men.
Grown
Just keep
man.
making thrash.
Still better than Megadeth though. Megadeth have like two good albums.
Yeah, but Rust in Peace is a pretty good album.
Master of Puppets, Kill 'Em All,
I never
Ride
said
the
I never
Lightning.
said it was better than
I
that.
like Slay. Did Slayer ever sell out?
Dude,
No.
hell no.
You kidding me?
They're on this. Rain and Blood is on here.
Red
So
Blood?
that'll
Hell
be a
yeah, that
fun
would be
one.
fun. What's all right, Lee? What's next?
Next we got Curtis by Curtis Mayfield.
All
So,
right,
I like Curtis Mayfield.
well, there you
tune
go.
in then.
Tune in then, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Hey,
Peace.
yeah.